Part 2 of how to handle feedback effectively, productively. So this links back to my part 1 video where I talk about whenever you receive a negative feedback or criticism, why is it that we get angry, or why is it that we have such negative reaction to it? So if you're not aware of that video, please check out that video. I'll link it in the description box below. So this is more about the practical steps of getting there. So number 1, whenever you get a criticism or you're about to receive a negative feedback, oftentimes when people want to talk to me, I'm the kind of person that will just prep my mind of what's the worst that will happen and what's the best thing that could happen. Like, I like to be prepared in that sense. I always think forward in that sense. And so whenever I go into a meeting or whenever somebody is about to say something to me, I'm kind of prepared. I think some people, they are not. And so having a bit of like that priming is going to help you in a lot of ways. Sometimes I kind of put that person in a different situation. Like when they tell me that they have to see me, I would actually ask them, may I know what it's about? Just give me like an overview so that I'm prepared. Most of the time, if people respect you, they will actually give you a bit of hint. And because I don't like suspense, I try not to do this to people that I work with. I used to be that person that says, hey, the person's name, let's meet. And they're like, this is only I found out after, right? They're like, what the hell? Why do you want to meet me? Is there something wrong? People tend to have that negative connotation to wanting to meet, especially when you're in a workplace, and especially you're leading people and you're doing this to people. I think you need to be very aware of what kind of suspense and state that you put people in. Anyways, let's go back to it. So imagine you are about to, or you have received a negative feedback about you or a criticism. The first thing is pause and breathe. You do not need to defend yourself. You do not need to react instantly. Imagine you sitting in front, just imagine this, right? It's like you're rehearsing yourself. Not in a way that you want to manifest it, it is a way for you to prepare yourself. So the person is about to say something that is going to crush you, and you're like, okay. People often at this point of time is already racing in their thoughts. Oh, what am I going to say? Oh my gosh. Like a lot of things is happening. At this point of time, you are supposed to be breathing, pausing. You are supposed to be just focusing on your breath, because this is where anxiety starts. This is when your fight or flight mode is about to happen. So the best thing that you can do is to keep your mouth shut and breathe. Obviously, you're not going to be like, panicking, breathing in front of the person, which is going to be very obvious. That's going to be like, are you about to have an asthma attack? So obviously not that. It's just consciously going back to your breath. And then you can, of course, react a little bit of like, I think that is going to help regulate your amygdala. Because I think sometimes when your mind is racing, what we often forget is our breath becomes shorter. So you need to regulate yourself physically in that manner. Then the second thing is, when you hear it, you ask yourself, what do I feel right now? Angry, sad, disappointed, Try to name or label the emotion, because by labeling it, you're not avoiding it, you're not suppressing it, because the more you do that, your amygdala is going to come back stronger. By recognizing the emotion, you make it less powerful. Remember this.